Morgan Rojas with Cinemacy TV, and it's day 2 of the Catalina Film Festival. And today we're talking to the cast of Big Sur. But Big Sur is known, a Jack Kerouac novel. Is there something in the film that maybe the audience wouldn't know? Some kind of surprise that you Michael Polish surprise?
Michael Polish surprise.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's Michael Polish surprises. Just me standing here is a surprise. It's that's a big surprise.
Yeah, it kind of changed your life, right?
Yeah. I mean, the landscape were really different. I would think people who aren't familiar with the actual landscape of Big Sur will be surprised. It does fall in line of the movies I've done in the sense that the cinematography usually holds up quite well, and it's a strict adaptation. I think that would probably be something different. That it's basically word for word.
Oh, awesome! That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. And Kate, you said you never had been to Catalina before, and you guys went to Sundance, and that's where the film premiered. So how does this festival compare to Sundance?
It's warm. It's sunny, and there's an ocean. No.
Yeah.
I've never been here before, so it's really fun to come here, and it feels like a little kind of historical time capsule. So it's one of those kind of magical places. Sundance, we've both been a couple of times before, and it's magical in its own way because it is snowy and beautiful. And but both festivals, I mean, everyone's such a big fan of movies, and that's always what you hope for when you go to a festival, that you have audiences who are fans of the visionaries' work, and excited to see the different things that are out there, and so it's fun that way. There's a contagious excitement at both festivals.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I read Kerouac when I was in Humboldt State University when I was 17 years old, and decided to leave California and go live in England for 10 years and go live in France for 20 years and do the same thing that he did in America, but use the world.
Yeah.
And so he was a huge influence on me, and when I was preparing the role, I discovered that I'd been living what he'd been living for the last 20 years.
Right.
So this is my first film this is my first American picture in 30 years.
Wow.
And so it's
Welcome.
it's really something important for me.
Yeah. Okay. And did you go to? It was at Sundance, right? The film
Yes,
premiered.
yeah.
Did you go to that festival?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yeah.
how does the Catalina Film Festival compare?
Well, I know a lot of festivals, and one thing that must not be lost is the innocence, and you're full in it here.
Can you kind of tell me a little bit about the character in the movie?
This novel was written like 3 years after the success of On the Road, and it's a story about how the success of On the Road, made Kerouac into a world-known figure, and like many artists of the 20th century, the celebrity trying to maintain that image and maintain what the beats were about and things like that, unfortunately made him into an alcoholic, and he was trying to, in Big Sur is when he's invited by Lawrence Ferlinghetti, a fellow poet living in San Francisco, who invites him into his a cabin in Big Sur, which is in the really beautiful part of a wild part of south of Monterey, California, and he's realizing that trying to live up to his persona is a slow suicide with alcohol, and so in many ways it's the path of an artist who discovers celebrity and also has Jack Kerouac wanted to be known as a great writer, and so his passion, even with his alcoholism and everything, he still evolved as a great writer, and Big Sur in fact is a huge evolution from what he did from On the Road in terms of writing. And so what's nice about this movie is that it's a really independent movie. We're not trying to sell an image. We were trying to sell what the image can do to you.